Hey, hey, hey. Got a bit of time and figured, what the heck? We'll do a little bit of a jam of some sort here on the M8. And hopefully, if you got any questions, definitely feel free to ask. I don't know what I'm going to do for anything, but let's just get a random name. Beyond, we got Plasma Breath. Sounds fun. Let's see where we go with this. Get some default phrases going. And don't hesitate to ask questions if you're curious about the tracker workflow or anything else. We're not going to do that. We're going to zip out of here. Let's just go see if we find a break. That might be fun. Kind of like that. Let's go edit it. And we'll go for 16 slices. Let's see what we get. Well, it sounds like we're going to need to do a little bit of trying to get some zero crosses here resolved. We're close, but I don't want those clips in it. That one sounds fine. Maybe we need to go back a little. There we go. I'm actually okay with that. That one came early. As did that. We're close, close. We'll shoot for about there, maybe. Almost done with the editing. Not quite right. Still gonna pull it back. Here we go. Looks like right there. And we'll overwrite that just so we have it. Set this to file. And now we can start laying down some kind of a, let's go on the 6. I think that extra little note there was one in there that sounded all right. Maybe it's G1. Let's try that again. Maybe not on the one. Maybe not on the start of the bar. The jamming, I would have to say I don't find it terribly cumbersome because you can so quickly do like really cool stuff. Like if I want to have a re-trigger randomly happen here, once you kind of get used to what all these commands are doing, it's really easy to just start throwing in like a re-trigger. Although, why is that one not? Why is this not re-triggering? There we go. Like I can give this a chance to say like this will happen 20% of the time or something. So like if I could just copy these over. I would just say it's mostly kind of just doing it for a little bit. It took me like a week-ish to start getting some of the muscle memory and just remember. I don't even like think frequently what some of the keys are that I'm hitting. So like I could do that. Let's say we want something weird. I know a lot of people struggle with like what to do with the tables, but this also has tables where every time it gets a note to trigger, it'll do something. So you can come in here and like, let's say we want to throw in something that will occasionally basically degrade the quality of the sample. We can do this where when it's going to hit this on the table, it's going to degrade the sound of it. So I don't know that this probably isn't the right track to do it on. Let's say we go here. We'll go do degrade. So you'll hear like that degraded version of the kick every time it like plays it. So in this case, it's gonna, because we have a drum kit, I basically programmed it and told it for every trigger to do that. So since we have 4 kicks here, it's gonna do this every 16 times. But I could, to start getting it to be a little bit more random, if I do the same re-trigger trick that we just did, I can do a re-trigger here, give it a chance, so it doesn't happen for all the time for that kick. But what it does, it'll sometimes do something goofy here. And then it's not a problem to start doing other things, like throw in like a send delay. Maybe we want to send that kick over. And once in a while, that one's not that strong. Let's make it louder. So now it's like, whenever it hits this, it's going to decide to toss over and do that. Now, we have, basically what's happening is all of these tracks are, as they're triggering, because I didn't make a separate program, they're all doing it. That's why you're hearing different notes. Catch that? Because I'm basically just using the one drum instrument here in 3 different tracks at the moment. So it can be a little bit much to kind of keep an eye on and understand what it's doing, but I don't know if it requires patience. I've spent a lot of my life programming computers, so like a lot of this stuff's just like in my mind, it's like, oh, I just need to know like the timing of this or what operation to call, and it will do a specific thing. But yeah, like you can definitely get some like really crazy stuff going. Let's go make a few extra dummy tracks here. let's get some bass going. And now it's probably a little loud for that delay, but it's fine. So in this case, we're gonna go grab. We'll grab another sample. So we got for. Oh, I kind of feel like we're almost kind of in a house speed. Well, loops, bass. It's no. Wave files. There we go. Kind of dig that. So we're going to chop this, and let's see what it does for auto chop today. It's not bad. I think we can work with that. So we'll save that, and I'm going to turn transpose off. What was this? This was not 120 sine base. Oh, I need to tell it to use the, maybe it was that one. I thought it said something other, I thought it said like C. $120 sine base. I'll imagine that's what it is. So the reason why I want to know is so I can come in and get the correct scale programmed in. Then we can do some other fun things with the M8 here. But let's get some drum or some bass going. So now I can take and tell this I only want it to trigger every like 2 bars. Then maybe I want this one to trigger every 4th bar. So I just have like this one bar that's always going to play the first 2 notes, and then it's going to sometimes, every other time it goes through, it's going to play the 3rd note, and then every 4 times it goes through, it'll play this 4th note. And you can do like every 3 notes or 7 or whatever else kind of works for you. But now with that, assuming I did this correctly, let's load up another instrument. Let's go load. I'll see what's fun in here. That pad's not bad. So I can just, with this one note, come over here and choose to have it play like the root note and then go like up. So it's basically transposing all the notes in that are in there. So right now it's just that one sustained note. I could add in something else. So I've already like created a four bar piece without having to go like edit every single note. I'm really just knowing what phrase I have, and then what I'm doing to kind of play around with it and make it do some like pitching up and down. Like this one's probably like a nth, so that it only comes through once in a while. Oh, I think because I started in the wrong spot. It was just not lined up the way I expected, but yeah, I've been just playing around with trying to make like shorter phrases that have more automation in them so that I can kind of keep reusing them in a song, but have them do kind of like strange or unexpected stuff. Like here, you can see in the table, it's got this vibrato on it, but we can program in to have the notes like go up and down. Not that I'd say want to do this, but I mean, you have lots of places where you can kind of do note stuff and change things and have it get kind of weird. Like we could throw in what do we want? Chorus, maybe? Send a chorus. We could tell it to do that occasionally. Let's see. Chance 30. I think we need to drop a kill. Oh no, the chance will switch it back and forth. I don't know that you want to do it like that all the time, but you can certainly do plenty of crazy stuff here. Or like we could have it do like a filter change. Looks like this one has it has all the mods going. I was going to see about goofing around with something, but let's try pan, might be fun. All right. I don't know. Not in love with it, but let's save it. We'll do a new one. We'll see where we go. And I just kind of got in the habit of doing a random name so I can save it again pretty quickly. Actually, what do we have for here for full drum loops? I dig that. Let's it's probably 32. Maybe not. Let's overwrite it. I'll leave a slice off this time so we can do some fun stuff with the slice and trigger. What was the BPM? 122, so we're close. So we can come in here and drop another one. We will give this one a chance of 6. The reason I'm going to do this is we're going to have it, maybe it'll be higher. Let's do a higher chance. 20. So we can have it come in and drop like a lower version of the slower. I'll leave that as 22. See how low it can let us go. Haven't hit it yet. There we go. Then drop in a retrigger. I guess we don't want that always to be triggering. But I can grab more of these and we can just mix up what's going on here. So I do need to hear. We gotta. That's fine. Copy the retrigger. Oh, we have this at 0%. That's why it's never triggering. That's kind of fun. Let's go back down to 0. Let's try degrade, get rid of that value. We'll randomize it from 0 to 4. Do a amplitude. Let's do another randomize. It's probably pretty high. We can do a play. We make it go reverse sometimes. What the heck happened there? It got really quiet. Play. There we go. Reverse. Give that a chance of 30% sounds good. And I'm just kind of putting this in here so that they end up kind of being randomly triggered without, because if I put them all back to back, it's going to just be a lot of notes that are crazy. But instead, every time we're getting a gate or trigger here, it's going to alternate kind of what it's doing. Do a delay again, send delay. Do another chance. And a lot of this, as I said, is just like, we've got just the 4 notes, but it's dramatically changing kind of how it's working or what it's doing and adding in a lot of variety. Get some hi-hats going. Use this track. see what we just have for single hits. Drum hits. Go hats. Oh, it's not bad. So again, these are kind of boring as they are by themselves. So we can do some fun things to mix it up a little. So I can just have the notes go up or down once in a while. Let's pick like a couple. Another sampler. Let's see what we got for bass. Well, I can't. I'm not playing that one. I don't know why it's not playing. Find a loop. Sure, that's G. All right, let's go set ourselves to G. Edit this. Do another auto, see if it works. Find it sometimes does, and other times doesn't do anything. We're probably at, start with 16. No, it's not going to work. We'll exit. I could just take the, adjust the end down, and we can work with that. Let's exit out. I don't even need to do that. We just go start. How far do we need to go before we kill the note? Probably 12. Kill. So basically I'm just going to give it a command to tell it to just play the note like without, because normally it's going to trigger, it's going to keep going, but this is going to force it to not do that. And what was that? It was G. So we'll need to, assuming that's a G note, we need to go down 1, 2, 3, 4 notes. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that should make it a C. Let's go back to G. Probably still want the kill. a new instrument. So we can do with the hyper synth. So again, we can do like fun stuff, like move this up and down. It actually does a pretty good job helping you with just keeping the scales and everything. So I would say Pop-Tart Pete, it's you just have to know like a few things. Like if you can get your notes, like if you can kind of get everything to C, it's usually pretty good, and you can kind of work from there. Or just use something like a Scalar 2 or whatever to play your audio through and just see like what it's suggesting things are. There's plenty of ways to do it where I would say you might feel like you're cheating, but it can still get like some really cool stuff going. I don't know, I feel like this needs something else. But yeah, I mean, like the trick here is really you just need to set your scale, and then it will, if you do that, any instrument that you have loaded that has transpose on, it will force those notes into whatever the appropriate scale is. So, I mean, you can call it cheating or whatever you want, but it certainly gets the job done, and will get you to kind of learn or understand the a few important pieces that you need to know to just get things working. But like I've got stuff where like I've had everything kind of just work off of a root note, and then I'll have like multiple tracks just all use the exact same transpose up and down, and it sounds great and is really fast and gets you going to putting a track together without having to go through all the mental gymnastics of having to know, circle of fifths and all that stuff. I mean, all those things certainly help to know, but it's not mandatory or required to do at all. See if I have like, I don't know, maybe I see if I have an example I can find. Let's save that. I got like a bunch of stuff in here. See if any of these. Oh, that's not going to be it. Not that one. Maybe? No. Yeah, the scales make it like super easy to work with. Oh, this might be one where I did some of this. No? Got too many tracks on here is the problem. Here we go. This might be an example. Yeah, so if you look here, on all of these, I basically put in whatever notes I wanted to play. So in this case, like this is a bass. But if you come out and look at the chain, I have it go up to, and then like, transpose it 0, then transpose it up to, transpose it back to 0, transpose it up 5. I did the same thing for these other tracks. So it's like a little ARP here, nothing exciting. And then the same thing for like this kind of like background noise. And it allows you to play everything. And they'll scale up and down together. Well, if you go look on Reverb, somebody's selling a Model 1 for $475 right now. So it was posted in the Dirty Wave Discord yesterday, and I'm surprised nobody's picked it up yet. I mean, these things are, I don't know, for what it is quite amazing instrument for how tiny it is. I got like, I'll grab my bag. So, like, this little pouch that it comes in, I basically just have a couple short, I don't know if the frame here is good enough. Switch to this view. Yeah. So, you get your little manual. The bag is around here someplace. I probably just took it out. But the little pouch it comes in. I had a couple of these. I've got a USB to USB-C cable, and like the MIDI adapter, USB-C to USB-C, and then like a couple different iPhone and iPad USB-C or Lightning to audio, and I can like record pretty much whatever I want from my phone or whatever, and just play synths, record stuff, and just kind of keep moving around. And I mean, this case is quite efficient, and you don't need a whole lot to pack up. So this is super easy to throw in a backpack and travel with. And I mean, I would say the M8 compares quite favorably to the P6. I think on the next trip I take, I'm taking both of these with me, and we'll kind of see what we can do. But I mean, the MIDI capabilities on this are super powerful, and because you can do the MIDI out and send stuff over, it will do all the same scaling and transposing and everything that it's doing for the magic tricks to do internally. It will also do those when you send the MIDI out to an external instrument or other device. So, like, super cool. Yeah, I had a Model 1, and I was like, I think that there's like was rumors about the Model 2, so I was like, I'm gonna sell it, and then waited quite a while to get it. You can get the Teensy. I have this over on the other side of the room, I think. Yeah, I got it right here. Yeah, I mean, like, you can get one of these, just grab a Teensy. I don't know, it's like, what is it, like 25, 30 bucks or something. Just flash the firmware, get an SD card, and I think this cable was maybe, it might have been like $4 or something, but it gives you the connector to go from here, from the Teensy board to USB-C. And I mean, you miss out on some of the sampling and external MIDI stuff, unless you're willing to go through a lot of pain to do it, but it uses the same commands and keys and stuff, and you just need to get the M8.run or the M8GD for the Godot front end working, and it all works great. So, and you don't have to pay anything for, I mean, Trash 80's been like super generous. You can get the firmware for free and just load it up on this thing. So if you just want something where you can go play around with it and learn how it works and stuff, pretty low barrier to entry and super powerful. It's pretty ridiculous what it can do in my mind. Although I tend to work with fewer samples, and I mean, you can stream a ton of stuff off of the SD card. So it's just nuts. You haven't seen the Teensy? I mean, this is literally the board that is in this device. Like, if you take it apart, it might be like a slightly different revision or something, but this is the board that powers the entire thing. And the inside of this is mostly screen, battery. There's a few extra boards, or maybe I forget if it's one board or two, but there's a little bit of extra stuff in here that allows you to get the MIDI and audio, the MIDI in and out, the audio in and out, the power adapter. And then like one feature that he was able to squeeze in here is if you push all the buttons, then you can get your little waveform view here. Although I guess from me just switching the iPhone to this other view, I lost the audio coming through. But yeah, like you just play it. Unfortunately, the M8 app, the Chrome app I'm running, when I push the buttons doesn't work. But if I push the buttons here, you can see on the display, it does like this kind of waveform view of everything. But yeah, it is. I don't know. I can't. If people are into trackers or want to learn them, this to me is like a great device. I have not used the Polyend stuff at all. I'm aware of it and seen it, and it looks cool too. But I think just for a size, this thing can't be beat. And once you just start learning some of the button combos, you can really go crazy with it and just get all kinds of cool stuff done. I don't know, do I have any other good examples? I don't know, some of the stuff might be like super harsh. Yeah, you can see like this track. It's basically like the same idea where it's transposing, goes up 4, then it's going down 2 semitones, then back up 5. I don't think all of them do that. I guess this track does too. So, yeah, man. This isn't even like that interesting compared to what I've been trying to figure out doing for coming up with some different like methods for like just slicing up and remixing stuff. This looks like I just did like a straight chop. So I bet you if we go look at this, well, it sounds a lot different. What did I do? So I did the chops. It's playing forward. Detuned it. No degrade, but I am running it through the amplifier. The amplifier on this like is pretty nice too. This post AD, from what I understand, Trash 80 was inspired by some of the Electron stuff. I forget if it was specifically the heat, but I think he spent some time working on getting this AD amplifier to sound pretty nice, and it really does do a pretty solid job of boosting out the audio. Yeah, I think the Polyend stuff, it looks like it has some like some nice built-in synths and stuff, but what's in here is pretty nice. I don't know how much more he can squeeze in. Every time Trash 80 does a new firmware release, he talks about that there's not much firmware left, and then adds a surprising amount of new features and functionality. So the guy's like a computer wizard, or at least a embedded device wizard. Yeah. Oh, do I have anything else that's fun here? I know last night I was working on, was it this one? No. That was one of the ones I was just working on. Oh, this one. This is what I started working on a live stream last night, was this like drum and bass track. I have run the M8 through the 404, and you can hook it directly up from the TRS. They're both TRS style B, so you can go TRS to TRS, and you can control it, no problem. I don't know how hard it would be to rehook everything up here. Actually, probably wouldn't be that bad. To at least get audio over, I could do that. Let's see if I can get all the correct patch cables to work on my patch bay. All right, I think I figured it out. I'm just going to stop it, and we'll get it. See if we can get it going. All right, that should get everything going. There we go. Oh, ha 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 ha. I forgot. This doesn't work because for some reason this audio cable, when I've got the USB-C plugged in, it overrides it. Even though if I disconnect this audio cable, you'll hear it coming out these speakers. And if I plug headphones into it, it works fine too. I think it has something to do with the, it might be the TX6 that I'm using as a mixer. I don't know. Well, thanks for the compliment. I don't know, I usually consider myself a hack at this stuff. Mostly just try and post videos to try and help show folks that they can do this stuff too if they want. I'll have to keep an eye on the P6 then. I mean, I wouldn't have this problem if I didn't have the USB-C plugged in. It does work right, but I do think it's nice to be able to actually use the app to show the larger screen view so you can kind of see what's going on. And this track needs something. I don't know what yet. Maybe more variations of a few things. Something to spice it up. Always more cowbell, man. Yeah, there's been some vocal stuff I might add to this track. It's like a yeah or something in there. Oh, now we're looping back to the top. Yeah, that was what I've been working on the last couple days. What the heck? There was I'll say it was like called like Sunset Overdrive or something. Actually, I don't know if any of you guys follow Beat Battles. I try and do stuff once in a while, but this was a Beat Battle entry that I put in on the STBB forums. I actually got to see what they have posted up either today. They must have it up, the new one up for today. This one, I think just about everything came from the samples. To get that kick like that was pretty hard. STBB's still around. Well, it's STBB forever. I think Stone Throw. There's some falling out with Stone Throw, but yeah, I think it's not until this comes in where it's the only synth I added that's not a from the samples. Yeah, it's a really good group. I just need to get back over there and keep doing some more beat battles. It's good to kind of force yourself out of comfort zone and stuff. I tried to do a lot of the NPC forum beat battles, but those have fallen off the rails. Yeah, I'm usually not trying to win them, just do something fun and different. So, to me, that's the point. Maybe I should start posting on some of the, like on the Patreon subscriber list again about some beat battle stuff and see if other folks want to get into it. The programming's actually not that crazy. I can do a breakdown and show you what it is. It's not as nuts as you might think it is. I mean, really what you're looking at is each row. I usually try for my own sanity to keep each, like, basically keep this in the 10s for the first row, 20s for the second, 30s for the third. So really what you're looking at is a lot of these are just, it wasn't originally a certain pattern and I just duplicated it to just change it or tweak it a little bit so that you can, like, there's like something that just changes without having to spend a lot of work on it. So for example, if we come in here and you look at this, this is just the kick pattern, and all it's doing is on this one, the nth is just saying every 4 times that it runs through this pattern, do that, basically do that double kick. There's nothing super fancy there. And then it's basically doing that for 8 bars. It's just the same thing, that pattern over and over. Whereas for this one, basically I give it this FD is basically just force, whenever you see an FD, I'm outputting a off to make sure I'm shutting off whatever sample is playing, and then the kills are to make sure that there's no FX things going on in the channel to stop that. And really all this is doing is just bringing in those 2 kicks are on the last 2 bars. So bar 7 and 8, it's just bringing it in. So I really just reuse the exact same kick pattern. It looks like it's crazy here, but then you come in for 12, and I just created an alternate one, which is just the first 2 kicks, and there's no extra kicks coming in ever. And 13, which is the same thing, which this is like a more intense kick pattern, where you'd see I kind of like have almost like a ghost note after the notes there. So I just put that in there. There's probably a better way to program that in than making a new one, but I was like, but maybe there's a more efficient way to do it, but I just did that as a quick hack to do it. I don't think there was, yeah, there's no more kick patterns for this. This is just snares. Nothing fancy there at all. I don't even know if I do have a snare variation. So just ghost hit snares. Again, I don't think there's nothing else there. Then this is hats. So I initially made this like kind of like hat or whatever pattern. Made this as the next one. So basically it's only playing the hats 2 times, but the re-trigger there is what is kind of making it do that fade out. So if I hold down edit here, you can see basically every time it re-triggers, the volume's going down by 7, and it's doing it every step. So that's how you're getting that sound without, like, it was super easy to program that in. Then I created this variation, which is like the same retrigger idea, but faster. I don't think I had another. Oh, there's one more. What did I do here? Oh, just to a delay, just to give it, like, again, like, this is like your super easy, like, just being kind of crazy. Yeah, I think, like, once you start, like, understanding how to break these things down, it's like, it's not too bad. So we've got here, this is like that bass sound, which even, like, let me show you here, like, oh, yeah. So, what I had done was, I used RipX, and you can use like any stem separation tool, but I took like both of the tracks. I used RipX and then just grabbed out the samples that I wanted for all of this stuff. So, like, this is, like, you can hear, like, it's got like some nasty, gnarly artifacts on it, and really to kind of make it sound better, I threw a low pass filter on it to get rid of those artifacts. And then I put it through the post AD. Like, this is one I was talking about earlier, that I think Trash 80 modeled this after the analog heat as best as he could, but like, that's what it sounds like without the post AD, basically. Like, that's just giving it like that rounded edge to it, and I wanted it to peel off, like, as I said, I wanted to peel off the artifacts that were there. So, like, if I turn off the low pass, you can hear, like, it sounds pretty gross. So, really, this is just the pattern, and then all I did was, it's the exact same pattern for the 1 bar, played over and over, with then going pitched up 4, pitched up 7, and then pitched up 5. So this is how you get, like, kind of like that. It moves up. And, like, I could have done, like, whatever order I wanted for this, but, like, this is kind of where I settled on for this. 51 is the same pattern, but I don't have it pitching at all. And because I wanted it to just have, like, that driving feel where it is just kind of like, you know, just doing this. Oh, I wanted to, like, feel like it was doing it forever, and then surprise, it's actually can pitch up and down. And then this one is basically the same thing, but I just want, like, that one long note, which just gives us this. And you can hear, I probably could have done some envelope work, because you can hear, like, that pop, but I don't know. Usually you can lose the pops in mixes pretty quickly, so I apparently didn't care that much to go fix it. And then what's this? Oh, this is where I'm basically just using the arpeggiator. So all I've done is taken the notes that were there before, and I did the arpeggiator, which is basically what it's telling it is, it's going to play the root note. So it's going to go E4, then it's going to play after that E4 plus 4 notes, then E4 plus 5 notes. And the arc here is what's telling it to kind of do the magic where it's then going up into higher octaves, and it's doing that every 12 ticks. So you can hear it's like, to me, I'm like, I don't know, sounded cool. And then it's just following the same transpose pattern that I had for kind of like that original one that I did. This here. Yeah, this is, so there was like this really nice string pad that I was able to take out of the stems, and this is, whoop, to go in. So yeah, this is what it sounds like. And I didn't bother chopping it up because I didn't think I was going to play it like that long, but you can see here, I just like to just kind of I'll scare quote, sweeten it up a little bit, just ran it through the amplifier with the post AD again. And you get kind of like this nice sound. The reason why I have this FE here is it's basically it's an empty phrase. So what's happening is it's playing the note, and then because there's nothing in the next one, it's just continuing to play that sample so that I don't have to go program anything or I don't have to tell it to keep playing. It's just going to keep playing. And then it's basically just playing that same one note. And I'm doing the same phrasing for transposing as I am on the other synths. Here we have a variation, which is where I basically am doing the same ARP and ARC command as the other one that I have, just to give it like some variety. So you get kind of this weird kind of movement. And I don't think I didn't make like another one of these. This here is like this guitar sound that I found, which I thought sounded nice, but I basically ran it through the high pass filter because I didn't want the low end coming in because, I don't know, the low end was already kind of like full. And I used the amplifier just to kind of beef it up, but by default, whoop, what was that? Oh, maybe this is the sound. I'm just, that's just how much it got transformed. Yeah. So apparently I just went nuts. I was expecting to have more guitar sound. I think I brought it in because I was like, I like that guitar sound and it just needs to be tweaked a bit. And then apparently I went nuts and made it super crazy, turning it into this. I just have one variation here. Oh, I basically just changed I think it looks like I changed the speed of it, just to make it sound like it's going a little crazy or drunk. And then, as I said, this didn't come with the samples. I was just messing around and created the synth and thought it sounded like it fit in pretty well. So that's just this like super high piece, but that is how you get to this whole thing. So if you follow all of that along, or if it doesn't sound too complicated, it's really not too bad. But yeah, it's a lot of the little things. You just have to know how to piece them together and make it work, I guess. So a lot of just trial and error and be like, oh, this piece doesn't lead into the next one or doesn't sound good. What do I have to do to tweak it or change it out? Or how do I create I mean, I usually don't work in 8 bars, but I was like, you know what, I'm going to do it. One of these times I should probably force myself to work in a 16-bar song, but it really, I wanted to do it as a way to kind of force myself to think about how I was going to work with some of the phrases here to build up patterns without, I'll say, cheating. So, yeah, I should go see what is up on the STBB Forever for the next beat battle and maybe do another one. I used to do it fairly frequently 2 or 3 years ago, and then I started doing SP404 videos and didn't have as much time, but some of that stuff seems to be settling down, or I don't know, people seem to like ask me questions about different gear, so trying to, I don't know if branch out is the right word, but just do some different stuff. Hey, Baton Sopo, how you doing, man? Hope you're doing well. What other weird stuff? I gotta see what else I have on here. There was like something that I was like, oh, this is pretty cool, but the good thing about the random name generator is it will give you a random name. The bad thing is it's hard to know what the heck it is sometimes. Oh, here's another track. Yeah, this one. Yeah, so this is all 4-bar. I don't think this isn't like finished. I've just been kind of, this is what I was just kind of messing around with. I'm not anywhere near the FAO Schwartz of gear. I do have too much stuff though, and I've sold off probably 2/3 of my gear. So I did used to have a fairly scary amount of gear, but I'll be honest. The MPC has been something I've said for a long time. I could probably use forever with the MPC Live when I picked that up. And I got tons of tracks on that. The M8, I'm just slowly probably a little too slowly getting into it, but we'll get there. But, should probably drop for lunch and take my dogs out. So I'll just say, hey, everybody, thanks for stopping by. Keep making music. Keep having fun. Remember, if it sounds good, it is good. If you got any questions, absolutely feel free to drop stuff into the comments. Otherwise, have a great day and a great weekend. Peace.